What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francisco and this is Stream Gear Talk. And today is an exciting day because for the first time in a very long time, I have a gaming headset to review for you. Rig reached out to me a couple of months back and they wanted to see if I'd be interested in reviewing their newest gaming headset that's coming out for the PlayStation 5 and PC. And of course, because it's been a long time since I even touched a gaming headset, I was curious. I wanted to see how has the gaming headset technology, how's the gaming headset space changed since I last reviewed a gaming headset, which it's been a while. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce you to the Rig R5 Spear Pro HS gaming headset. Now, in a spirit of full transparency, I would like to let you know that I got the R5 Spear for free for the purposes of this review. Nacon, Rig, none of them told me what to say. They didn't tell me how to make the video. They haven't asked me to supply them with the video prior to publishing or none of that. They just said, hey, here's the headset. We want you to try it out and make a review for it. And that's exactly what we're about to do. So let's get right to it. The R5 Spear Pro HS is Nacon's latest wired gaming headset under the Rig brand. It's officially licensed for PlayStation 5. It's designed for competitive players, featuring a lightweight frame, adjustable size sliders, and memory foam lined ear cushions for comfort during long gaming sessions, which they are incredibly comfortable. At the core of the new headset are the new 40mm graphene drivers. These use an ultra-light, rigid diaphragm coated in graphene material, which helps reduce distortion and deliver clear, detailed sound. Nacon says that this design enhances positional accuracy, especially in games where sound direction really matters, like first-person shooters, for example. The headset supports a wide frequency response from 20 Hz all the way to 40 kHz, providing high-fidelity audio and an extended dynamic range. It's also optimized for PlayStation's Tempest 3D audio tech, improving spatial accuracy and immersion. For communication, the R5 Spear Pro HS includes a 6mm flip-to-mute boom mic. It operates between 50 Hz and 15 kHz, designed for clear voice pickup with reduced background noise. There's also an inline volume control with a max lock feature, which limits output when using controllers that have their own volume adjustments. You're also able to customize the headset through Rig's new Snap and Lock mod system. This system uses magnetic connections so that you can easily swap out the ear cups and the ear cushion. Nacon plans to release additional mod plate designs and ear cushions options later on, including some limited edition releases. The R5 Spear Pro HS will be available in Europe starting October 10th, and it launches in the United States exclusively at Best Buy on November 1st at a retail price of $69.99. Now, with all that said and done, let me tell you about my experience using the R5 Spear Pro HS on both my PS5 and PC, and why that $69.99 price point is insanity. So the first thing I want to take a look at with the R5 Spear is going to be its build quality. First things first is the headset itself is primarily made up of plastic. The ear cups are plastic, the headband is plastic, the connecting material here, connecting the ear cups to the headband themselves are plastic, the microphone itself is made of plastic, and pretty much everything about this headset is made of plastic. However, if we try to do this number right over here, you're going to see that we have a good little bit of wiggle room. I hope your head ain't that big, but just in case you decide to accidentally extend your headband too much, you're in no danger of breaking it. The headband cushioning underneath is very nice and thick. You're going to be able to pop this thing on your dome and you're not going to feel the underside of the headband the minute you put it on. Next up, we've got the ear cups, and this is probably where the comfort experience of a headset basically lives or dies. And as you can see here, I'm pressing into them and you can kind of see them popping right back up into shape, right? And I'll tell you right now, these things are super squishy and they are very comfortable when I put them on. They fit very nicely and snugly around my ear, not on top of my ear. So my ears have a little bit of room to breathe in there, but they don't feel like they're being crunched in by the ear cup itself. And I think that is because we have a primarily oval design right over here instead of a circular design. More often than not, when I've used headphones or headsets with a circular ear cup design, that's when they start touching the outer edges of my ear and feeling like my ear is being kind of crunched in. And that also becomes very uncomfortable very quickly. But with the R5 Spear, we don't have that issue at all. Since it's an oval shaped inner ear cup, it goes around my entire ear and it sits snugly and comfortably around my ears and on my dome. As you may have noticed, the ear cups do swivel, so we have some swiveling action. So this basically is beneficial when you're sitting here playing your games and you need to take a quick little break. You can take it off, and instead of having the ear cups damn near choking you to death, you can simply turn them down and give your neck a little bit of a break. One thing that really impressed me as far as the build is concerned about the R5 Spear is the resistance of the slider between the ear cup and the headband itself. More often than not, one of the things that I despise when it comes to headsets or headphones is a very loose, resistance lacking slider or adjustment here between the headband and ear cup. Because what ends up happening is if you adjust your headphones or your headsets to your liking, you're sitting here playing your game, you're doing your thing, and then all of a sudden you probably hurriedly take it off. If it's too loose, that might shift position on you. And the next time you come over here to try and play, you end up having this issue right here where one ear cup is way out of position and the other one is where it's supposed to be. This one, however, has a lot of resistance to it. It takes a considerable amount of effort, not in a negative way, but in a way that you're not accustomed to, because I'm definitely not accustomed to having to put this much effort into moving this slider up and down. And I really, really, really like that. It ensures that my ear cups and my headset is adjusted to me at all times. The R5 Spear also comes with a fused analog cable. This is a TRRS connection, so it's tip, ring, sleeve. This is what plugs into your computer or into your PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. Further up the line, you're going to find the inline controller right over here. And with this guy here, you basically move the slider down to lower the volume or up to increase the volume. And of course, unfortunately, this cable, as I said earlier, is fused to the ear cup. Now, I say unfortunate not because it's necessarily a negative about the product itself, but it's a matter of preference. I prefer when my headsets and headphones have cables that can be detached, just because, you know, if something goes wrong with this cable, you have to buy yourself a whole nother headset. There is no replacing the cable or anything like that, at least that I'm aware of. And in that case, that is kind of an unfortunate situation that will inevitably happen. The R5 Spear also comes included with a flip to mute microphone right here that you are able to bend inward closer to your mouth in case you feel like you're not coming in clearly enough, and you can readjust it back again. And when you don't want to say anything to anybody, you flip it back all the way to the back and then it's muted. And you're going to feel the click right there every time you flip it to mute and unmute the microphone. I will do a mic test later on in the video, but right now I just want to cover the build aspect of the headset. As far as build quality is concerned, I have no issues with the R5 Spear at all. As a matter of fact, considering that it is only $69.99, I think we have an exceptionally well-built headset that, as long as you take care of it, this thing should last you quite a bit of time. And I really, really appreciate the fact that the sliders have a hefty amount of resistance to them that will ensure that the headset stays in position for you at all times. And it fits snugly on your head, so if you start moving around like crazy, it's not gonna fly off your dome, and it's incredibly comfortable. Even after long hours of gaming and editing, I have not experienced any discomfort when using the R5 Spear. So let's talk about the customizability of the R5 Spear Pro, because as I said at the beginning of the video, we're able to customize our ear cups and our ear pads, and it's very easy. It's all magnetically attached, so we can take the ear cup, take it off, take another one on there, and pop that on right there, just like that, and we're done. And if you want to swap your ear pad, you simply hold it, and it takes a little bit of effort, but that's it. And then we're done. Ta-da! Now that we have build quality and customizability out of the way, let's talk about sound, because the sound for the R5 Spear is absolutely impressive. I'm always hesitant when it comes to using officially licensed products for a given console. I've never had a great experience in those scenarios, and this is the first time I've actually had an amazing experience. The games that I played were the Black Ops 7 beta, Valorant, the Dead Space remake, Elder Scrolls Oblivion 4 Remastered, which is honestly a remake, Cyberpunk 2077, and Demon's Souls. Now, the reason that I chose those 6 games is because a majority of those games have the ability to put out 3D audio, which is the highlight feature as far as sound is concerned regarding the R5 Spear Pro. Initially, I played using the R5 Spear Pro connected to the analog input of my XLR dock on my Stream Deck Plus by Elgato. And No 3D audio, no fancy setups or nothing like that. Just whatever is coming out of the PS5 and out of my Wavelength software is what I got. And on that alone, I had a really solid experience. I was able to hear the footsteps of the other opposing team in Valorant. I was able to hear all the creepy nonsense in Dead Space. And even in Black Ops 7, I was able to hear the directional cues that you need to hear in order to be somewhat competitive at the very least. So at that point, everything was pretty standard. It was great, but it wasn't like, oh my God. But then I turned on and set up my 3D audio profile on my PS5 Pro and everything changed. The minute I turned on 3D audio in my PS5 and I started playing all the games all over again, everything changed as far as the audio experience is concerned, because in Black Ops 7, not only did I hear all the directional cues, but I heard damn near everything that was going on in a given match. And to be very honest with you, it actually got a little overwhelming because I have never ever used 3D audio before. In Cyberpunk 2077, I heard everything going on in this one little market area that I was walking through just to kind of take in the sounds of the game and see how 3D audio really enhances the experience. And by the way, it does enhance the audio experience, because I heard all sorts of stuff that I don't think I was supposed to hear. Like, I could hear conversations from a very far ways away. I could hear the footsteps of everybody walking around me, the rumblings and the mumblings of the people having conversations with one another, everything. And then the sound effects. I do a katana build and a throwing knife build. And as I engaged in combat, I mean, this is going to sound cliche, but like the clashing of the steel, the hitting of blade on flesh sounded very visceral. And then I moved on to Demon Souls, and Demon Souls, in my opinion, has excellent sound design and sound effects. Like, the magic that you cast sounds incredible on its own, but you slap some 3D audio on that thing and you're going to hear like the entire crackling buildup as you're prepping the spell to launch it and murder whatever is in front of you. And not only that, but I switched to my character that had the Dark Moon Great Sword, I believe it's called, and just swinging that thing and hearing like the sword breaking the wind as it swings and arcs in front of me was wild. And don't even get me started on Dead Space Remake, because oh my God, that is a very fleshy game. If you've ever played Dead Space, it has some really disturbing fleshy sounds. When I picked up the first like stasis power ability that you have, you grab it off of a torn off arm of some poor soul that died on that ship, and you can just hear the fleshy, meaty sound of the blood and meat just falling off of the bone while you're taking this thing for yourself to, you know, survive and play through the rest of the game. It sounded unreal. The only game I noticed a lack of audio presence was in Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, and I don't know if that's more to do with the game and the sound design of the game, or if that's something to do with the headset, because neither on regular audio or on 3D audio did the game ever deliver what I would consider to be an enriching audio experience at all. But when it came to something like Valorant, I got exceptional directional cues, both in regular and with 3D audio turned on. And with 3D audio turned on, you can hear a heck of a lot more. All in all, as far as audio is concerned, this thing sounded incredible. Absolutely incredible. With no 3D audio, it sounded as expected. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna mince words. It sounded good, but I wouldn't have said that it sounded absolutely amazing, extraordinary, or anything like that. To me, it delivers the type of sound I expect to get out of a headset that would have cost me $70. But when you turn 3D audio on in your PS5, that is an entirely different experience, an entirely different story. At that point, you're using a $70 headset that is giving you $150, $200 plus levels of sound quality. It's insane. I can't believe I haven't touched 3D audio this entire time, and I've had a PlayStation 5 since the day they came out. I am ashamed of myself. If you look at the box that the R5 Pro comes packaged in, and you look at the side over here, you're going to see the picture of a guy gaming his heart out. And underneath it, it says, studio grade audio for competitive console gaming. They're not wrong. That is exactly what they deliver. But the other reason I played single player games for the purposes of testing this headset out is because I don't want someone to walk into Best Buy, for example, see this messaging on the side and decide that it's not for them. This headset will give you exceptional audio whether or not you're playing competitive games. If you're not a competitive gamer, if you're not playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7, if you plan on not playing Battlefield 6, Valorant, Fortnite, or anything else like that, and you're just a single player, action adventure, narrative, story driven based type of gamer, you can definitely pick this up. And you will definitely, especially if that game supports 3D audio, you will definitely get one hell of an audio experience when using these bad boys. At the end of the day, the R5 Pro HS by RIG and Acon is a fantastic gaming headset. The fact that it's an officially licensed product that actually delivers a really, really good audio experience using the 3D audio tech inside of a PS5 makes me wonder how this thing didn't cost more. This thing sounds great. It's incredibly comfortable. It's durable. It's well built. And honestly, for the price is an absolutely great value. So if you're interested in getting one, I highly suggest you do. It'll be available at Best Buy in November. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that, so it's not me trying to sell you on this so I can make some money off of you. That's not how this works. I'm just telling you, this is a solid headset. And I really think that if you're in a market for something new, something that works specifically with your PS5, by the way, I didn't mention this, I forgot, but now I just remembered. On PC, it sounds just fine. I played PUBG on PC, and every single time that I played and died, when the gunshots went off that resulted in my untimely death, I was terrified because of how great they sounded on these things. So I hope you found the video informative and helpful. Until next time, y'all know the drill. Be good to yourselves, be good to one another. Peace out.